good evening to you. It is 1 o'clock in the morning in London.
It actually doesn't really look like it did, but let's have a look at that exit poll, because Conservatives are projected to win 368 seats, far beyond that magic number of 326, adding 50 seats to where they were in 2017. And this would be the best result for the Conservative Party since Margaret Thatcher in 1987.
Show us the magnitude, if you can, of the Tory victory tonight that's given them an outright majority.
I can. I mean, look, 330. So the Conservative Party have already shot past that magic 326 number, and the gains just keep on coming. I'm going to flip the map over to the other side, and then I can actually compare how it looked in 2017 going into this election to now. Now, you see this lovely big red patch here. This was the Labour red wall going from the north of Wales through the Midlands up into northeast England. These were seats, many of them held by the Labour Party for 100 years, sometimes even more. And the extraordinary thing is, if we go to 2019, you see how it has melted away into blue. As predicted, the Conservatives have knocked down this Labour red wall, and actually we're still getting some crucial results right now. We just had Newcastle under Lyme in the West Midlands. If we flip the screens over, I can show you how they voted. The Conservatives picking this one up, getting 52% of the vote. Look at the Labour share of the vote. They have 36%. That is a fall of 12% from 2017. And of course, this is because this is an area that voted to leave the EU in 2016. 62% is the estimate. Another interesting one that we've just had, Dudley North, one of the biggest Brexit areas actually of the UK, and this has been a Labour seat since 1997. You can see how badly Labour have done, and I just wanted to highlight Dudley North as a particularly interesting seat, because actually the MP, the Labour MP in Austin, who resigned over Labour leadership, over intolerance, he was actually a Eurosceptic. He did vote for Brexit. He was one of only 3 Labour MPs who voted for Theresa May's deal, and also later on voted for Boris Johnson's New Deal. He is out of a seat tonight. He is being punished by, I think, Labour's stance on Brexit. Stephen, tell us more.
Yeah, very interesting, Dudley North. That is a perfect storm, if you like, that we've seen building against Labour tonight. There was frustration there about Jeremy Corbyn's lack of a clear Brexit plan in a constituency which really wanted very heavily to leave the EU. There was dislike of Corbyn personally. And there's that demographic change we've been seeing in a lot of seats. There used to be a big steelworks there in Dudley North, much as they did in Redcar, another Labour seat, long-time Labour seat in the northeast, which has gone to the Conservatives too. That Labour heartland of heavy industry, union workers, working class voters is disappearing. And that is, I think, going to be seen as a key factor behind this Labour victory. Not just Brexit, not just Corbyn, but the country has changed underneath the Labour Party, and they haven't been able to catch up.
And we saw some hints actually with this. Ian Austin, as I mentioned, was the Labour MP. He resigned from the Labour Party. He was very frustrated with how his party was dealing with Brexit, and he actually came out and supported the Conservative candidate going into this election, even though he wasn't standing. And the Brexit candidate, who was standing for the seat, he stood down to make way for the Conservatives too.
Well, I mean, that is almost unheard of. I can't think of any other example where, you know, a prominent member of a party has turned so publicly. I mean, he said, you know, if it's your belief you have to stand up in politics and make a statement. The voters of Dudley North made the statement. I mean, it's a great emblem for what has happened to the rest of at least in England, the rest of those Labour seats tonight.
We're still waiting for Bolsover, but if we get that result soon, we'll bring it to you, because Bolsover could be a fascinating seat. Dennis Skinner has been the MP for many years. This is how it voted in 2017, so this is not the current result. But Dennis Skinner, he's 87 years old, MP since 1970, but he could be losing his seat tonight.
Yes, we believe, actually, Anna, that has just reported a short while ago. Dennis Skinner did lose his seat tonight. The beast of Bolsover has gone. But, Anna, you were just talking about the constituencies. Sheffield Hallam, Anna has reported, Labour gained from an independent who took the who took the seat after it was lost by Nick Clegg, who then went off to Facebook after losing the seat in the 2017. Now Labour's got it back from the Lib Dems.
I know, another fantastic move. And let's look at this. So 35%, very tight margin here, though. The Labour Party winning this, but not by very much. And the Conservative Party, this was really a three-party race, which is actually quite rare in the UK.
Right, we haven't seen that in many. I mean, there was talk before this election of a few three-way marginals, but we haven't really seen that play out. One of the reasons for that, of course, is the great weakness of the Liberal Democrats, that tactical voting that we thought we might see in many places. All these people had their apps working out how they got rid of the Tory candidate. That didn't play out as much as a lot of people were saying. So a really, really bad night for Liberal Democrats. You know, it seems a long, long way. We were talking a few elections ago about Clegg mania. It really, you know, you have to question really what is the spot on the spectrum now for the Liberal Democrats. What is their raison d'etre?
And just a reminder that Dunbartonshire East, this was the leader of the Liberal Democrats, Jo Swinson's seat. She has lost it. How much do we think that the Liberal Democrats are still being punished for a coalition back in 2010 with the Conservatives?
I think they still are, and Jo Swinson herself said that she believed that that was the case, and she actually apologised for some of the decisions on austerity that the Liberal Democrats signed up to in that coalition. You know, she only lost that seat by a few votes, 150 or whatever it was. You have to say perhaps that if she wasn't the leader and spent more time in her constituency, she might have hung on. It was always a dangerous proposition because she lost that seat in 2015 and won it back in the 2017 election. Now she's lost it again.
One of those many moments that I'll remember tonight, all the shock exits, all the shock results. Back to you guys.